pounding heart of the greatest nation ever conceived. I'm Steve Gruber, fighting for you from the foxhole of freedom. Pushing back on the blizzard of lies from the left, the right, and the uniparty. It is time for the fearless pursuit of the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. This is the Steve Gruber Show, and here are three big things you need to know to start this hour. Number one, it seems the radical leftists at Churn Ice Cream in Vermont have been living in a cave, as Ben and Jerry's attacks on America on the 4th of July. Who do they think they are? Bud Light? Number two, FBI Director Christopher Wray will soon be deflecting lots of questions and avoiding direct answers, as he's been called to testify in front of the House Judiciary Committee next week. I wonder if he'll lie this time around. Number three, there are a pair of big stories today that have everyone talking, and we should dig into both. All right? Let's dig into both. One, the discovery of cocaine in the West Wing. And the second is the scorching opinion handed down by a federal judge that declared the collusion between the Biden team before and after the election, along with the DNC censoring the content of social media sites to further their agendas while silencing conservatives every step of the way. The judge called it the biggest assault on free speech in the history of our country, and we're going to explore that. Well, we'll try. But of course, the White House isn't saying anything per usual and directing anyone with questions to go elsewhere. Run along. I'll get back to that one in a moment. So first, think about the past couple of weeks at the White House. A transgender activist pulls up his shirt to show off his breast augmentation to the world from the South Lawn. Yeah, it was a real boob move. Then the White House violated all etiquette involving the American flag and flew the LGBTQRSTUV++ flag in the middle of two American flags hanging from the White House itself, which is wrong. We've also learned about the FBI and DOJ slow-walking investigations into the first junkie, Hunter Biden, allowing him to skate on a pile of felony charges that anyone else would have faced if they'd failed to pay millions of dollars in taxes that they owed. You and me, man, we'd be in jail. And the Bidens, they set up elaborate schemes to hide everything they were doing. And then comes the discovery of cocaine in the West Wing. And as soon as it happened, the Hunter Biden jokes were flying, and the left-wing politicians and media flew into battle mode, circling the wagons and attacking Republicans who, as far as I can tell, did not drop off below in the West Wing. Maybe, but I don't think so. Yes, it's been a blizzard of bad news and worse optics for old Joe, but like I said, I never thought it was Hunter's and found it much more likely that the coke belonged to Joe. Yeah, I think that it's much more likely the coke belongs to Joe. You know, there's nothing like a big fat line and a cup of coffee to blast off into your 80-year-old day. But it's far more likely we'll never know who delivered a midsummer snowstorm to the West Wing, and God knows the Democrats and the Biden administration will never confess to any wrongdoing. This is not a two-tiered system of justice. This may qualify as a 3 or 4 or 5-tiered system of justice. I mean, if you can afford to lose your fix near the Oval, you can probably afford to avoid detection, if you know what I mean. So, we're not going to know. It is a remarkable thing, though, how far the left will go to justify cocaine in the White House and how hard they'll deflect it all. Listen to this.
You've been through that entrance. I've been through that entrance. It's there's a canopy right there. It comes in off the street, and then you go in there. There's a bunch of cubbies where you put your phones if you're going to one of those restricted areas where you can't carry a phone, like the Situation Room or somewhere else, where people can put other belongings. And it was found right by where those cubbies are. So that could be a staffer. That could be a member of the press who was there for a specific interview with someone on that side of the West Wing. What they're going to do is look at the video. What does the video tell you? Was it Friday? Was it Saturday? Was it there before and just unnoticed? They'll look at the logs. Okay, who signed in? Who were they going to see? But there's more than that. The powder has been sent to Fort Detrick for second round of testing to see, okay, it tested positive for cocaine. Is there anything else in it that could be hazardous or weaponized? The container it came in, which is about the size of a postage stamp, like a dime bag, Ziploc. They'll be looking to see if they can extract a print from that or DNA. So they're going to go through a lot of motions before they are at the stage where they're going to need to interview people.
However, as we joke about Hunter and Daddy Warbucks cutting up lines on a portrait of George Washington on the Resolute desk, there are some very real concerns about the substance clearing security to get dropped inside the White House in the first place. I mean, how did this stuff get in? Seriously. What about bringing in a deadly agent to the White House directly? Could that happen? What would prevent that based on what we've just seen? Anybody, raise your hand. Tell me how that would be stopped. Listen.
I wonder if the cocaine episode has prompted the White House to ask the Secret Service to review its security protocol for visitors coming in.
So let them do their investigation. Again, this is under their purview. Let's see exactly what occurred and what happened. They're going to get to the bottom of this, they meaning the Secret Service, not going to get ahead of any changes in protocol or anything like that. Let's let the Secret Service do their job, which we believe and have all the confidence that they will get to the bottom of this.
Episode kind of shines a light on the fact that you can bring in illegal substances into the White House. So what's preventing a visitor from bringing in anthrax or something that's not magnetic into the White House?
No, look, Ouija, I totally understand the question, but it is under investigation. We're going to get to the bottom to exactly what happened. The Secret Service will, not us. And so we're going to let the Secret Service do their job. I'm just not going to get ahead of if or whens or changes. We just have to let the Secret Service do their job, which they are. You're welcome. Okay.
I mean, honestly, is there one piece, just one piece, of Joe Biden's administration that is actually competent? Just one. Look at these idiots. I've been to the Oval Office. I've cleared security. I've been through the Roosevelt Room, stood there, talked to people, talked to cabinet members as they came by on the way to a cabinet meeting. I've done all of those things. I cannot imagine what kind of, balls it would take to do something that bold or that stupid. And yet in Joe Biden's America, cocaine is on the menu for someone in the West Wing. Yum, yum. And can you even believe that days into this investigation, the Secret Service cannot figure out how it got there? They don't know where it came from. Seems like a stretch to me. It's the most secure building in the world, and they can't figure out how it got there. Here's a quick reminder, because I want you to hear this. Because to me, this is the most shocking thing you'll hear about all of this. Here's the hazmat team again at the White House confirming that it has found cocaine on site. Listen.
To repeat, I didn't copy your results on the Gemini. Gemini's results are no match found with a red bar, no match found in the library. We'll go ahead back and come on up. Correction record has that we have a result on the Gemini. We have a yellow bar stating cocaine hydrochloride. Gas number 53-21-4.
Cocaine hydrochloride. Hazmat team there. That conclusion confirmed by an independent lab Wednesday, so it was not a false positive. Just another reminder that some of the folks running this place are on drugs. I thought it was kind of obvious before, but now it's been confirmed. That's why you come here, so you can confirm the people running this country are on drugs. Nicely done, everybody. Smoke them if you got them. All right, we're going to take a break here. I've got more to say, as you can imagine. So don't go anywhere. It's the Steve Gruber Show. Check out stevegruber.com. Keep up on everything that I'm writing. John Solomon puts articles there from Just the News, as does Real Clear Politics and a host of others. I'll be right back.